So for this video, I'm going to be covering Google Sheets. Google Sheets is a spreadsheet application that you can get on the Google suite of products. Um, Now, Google Suite is a business version of Google, and even if you don't have a business or you just have a regular Google personal Gmail account, you'll still have access to this the same application. And pretty much all of the applications I'm doing in these videos, you'll also have access to. It just looks a little bit different. It won't say G Suite, but it's located up here. You click on Google Apps and then go over here to Sheets. This will bring up the main page for Google Sheets, and here is where all of the sheets that you've been working on will be stored and saved. So they are saved in the cloud. So anywhere that you log into your Gmail account, you'll have access to them. And you can also get a Google Sheets app that you can get on your tablet or your phone. And once you log in, you'll be able to access it from there as well. So you can start a new blank document here or continue working on something you already have. I have an example set up so far, so I'm going to click there. So when you look at Google Sheets right away, if you're familiar with Microsoft Excel, you'll see that it looks very similar, and it has a lot of the same functions. It's set up in this grid pattern where you have cells that are labeled based on a number and a letter. So if I were to go down here, this cell would be C3, and you'll see later when I'm doing some formulas that's where those letters and numbers are coming from to identify a value for different cells. So some of the things that you can do with Google Sheets, and it operates the same way. If you watched my previous video on Google Docs, the sharing function works the same way. So you can share a sheet that you're working on with somebody else or a group of other people, and they can also all have access to the same sheet live and work on it together at the same time. So if you saw that video, you can see how that works. So if you're wondering what kinds of things you could use Google Sheets for, I have a couple examples here. Let's say that you were working on running a faster mile, and you want to kind of graph what you're doing and see how you're progressing. Say in this column here, you listed the date that you did the run, and down in this column, you listed the time. If you highlight both of those columns and include the labels for the columns, and you go over here to Insert Chart. So Google Sheets will automatically create a chart for you, and what you can do with that, you can change the title right here. You can move the chart around. You can change the style. So we'll go to Edit. Say you didn't want it to be a line chart, you wanted it to be just like a scatter chart, you can do that. And the nice thing about it is even after it's created, say you went back here to this time and you realized that you're actually a little bit faster than what you wrote down. If you change that, it will automatically update the chart. So the data is dynamic, so it's not like a saved chart from before. Another example of something that we use Google Sheets for, we actually use it for our schedule, because you can create these boxes like this. So if you just create a box, like by highlighting several of these cells, and then go over to borders, you can draw a border around it, creating that box look. So say I wanted to add here. Okay, so Saturday the 7th. That's how you get that calendar look. And what you can do is, say you're working on the schedule and it's finished and you want to send it out to all the people in your organization. You can go up here to the share button, and then they'll all have access to the schedule, and it will be live and dynamic, as I said before. So if we'll say after the schedule was sent out, we found out that Bob can't work that day, and Sue is going to need to come in here. Now that will show up, and it will be Sue on everybody else's version as well. Another helpful thing you can use Google Sheets for, say you were going on a trip and you needed to create a packing list with multiple different friends. You can all kind of share this Google Sheet and then work on it together, so you know, okay, here it says that Mark has already packed the tent. Okay, we don't have to worry about that. Jeff has the firewood. Rachel has the tables and the paper towels. And then you can just use these check boxes to keep track of things. Now, say Rob was responsible for booking the campsite, and he paid for the campsite, parking, and then he was going to buy some food to bring as well. So say we wanted to figure out how do we split these costs up. So an example of a formula, you just click on the cell and just start typing. You start off with equals, and we want to do here sum. So I'm going to type in sum, and then I'm going to do a parenthesis. So once you hit that first parenthesis and you drag this box over the numbers that you want to add up, and then hit enter, it will automatically add those three numbers together for you. And then say we wanted to figure out what everybody's individual costs were. So let's divide this number up here. So we're going to do equals, and I'm going to do parenthesis. I'm going to just take this value here. I'm going to put another parenthesis around it, and then I'm going to hit the divide symbol, and then I want to divide it by 4 people. So I'm going to hit 4. It already tells us the number that we're going to get, but we're going to just hit enter, and that's going to be what each person pays. Obviously, Rob's not going to pay himself, so we're just going to put that here for each person. And then if Mark, Jeff, and Rachel all had access to this sheet, they would easily see exactly how much they owe Rob, and they would be aware of what other people were going to be bringing on the trip. So that's just another example of what you can do with Google Sheets. That's the end for this video. I keep checking back for other videos. I'll probably be doing some more advanced lessons on Google Sheets and some of the other Google applications. Thank you.